Right guys, I'm here for round two. I feel like I didn't really get much out of that last session. I know we caught fish. This time I've got a float set up as we were using before, and I've got a little, it's actually a little bass rod, a little 10-foot bass rod, and I'm going to show you another method that I use for catching these wrasse. Equally as simple, slightly less unforgiving than using a float. It's basically ledgering using a little bait rig. I've got a couple of pre-tied rigs. I'll show you later on how to actually tie these, but I'll show you the principle of them now. They are really simple. It's a no fuss 2-hook flapper. That's it. 25 pound, 30 pound body and 15, 18 pound snoods. I'm going to attach that to my rig clip, and I'm going to attach a lead to that. So there we go, we've got the rig on there. Let me grab a lead. So on that, it's a little 70-gram lead. Now I've not actually got a rotten bottom set up on this. If I start losing a couple of sets, I'll show you what one of them is. But there we go, as simple as that. And with me today, I've got some absolute stunning wild ragworm that I dug myself. And I've got some blow lug that I also dug myself. But the ragworm is going to be my key bait today. I'm using a size 6 Cox and Roll Chinook. There we go. Small but mighty. They are strong hooks, these. I've just thread the worm through the hook, and it's popping out there. I'll do that on the other hook. There we go. 2 bits of ragworm. And then sat like that. I know I'm rushing here, I want to get a rod in the water. I've brought a tripod only because it was in my car anyway, but I'm going to lie it flat. No, I'm not. I'm going to pop it there. I'm going to pop it really low. I'll show you that now. There you go, you can see how low that is. I'm going to give this a little flick out. Just into the kelp. And I'm going to pop that on my tripod there. So that's my little setup for that. Easy as that. Fish in the same place. It's nice and easy for me to get here from the shop. And all we do with this is we watch the tip. Keep the line relatively tight, not too tight. And while that's sitting there, I'm going to have a play about with a float rod. So I've got a slightly different rod today, but it's the same principle. Exact same float setup, sliding float, set at about 7 or 8 feet. Just start at 7 or 8 feet, and then you can always make it deeper or shallower. And the ragworm tails that I've just taken off there, again, you might not be able to see it very well. Sliding it up the hook, covering the hook. It's so slippery, these. And then just popping it back through the worm. And what I might do, just for a bit more attraction, because I'm after them bigger ballons, I've just stuck another tail on. I know it looks a bit of a mess, but there's a proud hook point showing there, and any bigger fish that come and slam that will surely get caught. Going to make that a little bit deeper because I can see the ledge that we were fishing last time, and there's a bit more water here now. We're fishing this on a different state of tide. The tide is up at the minute. Now the rock that I've left that over and the depth that this is fishing, there's a potential for a pollock there as well. I totally missed that bite. If I start getting bites on both and it gets a bit frantic, then I'll just keep it to the one rod. Give this one a bit of a further flick out, maybe. Right, I've put a bit of drag on that as well. I've loosened it off so that if a big wrasse takes it, it's not taking my whole tripod in. If you can as well, guys, I know it's not always easy when you're travelling light, but try and keep your bait nice and cool. So I've just got my 2 packs of worm in this little cooler, and there's a tiny little, see if I can get it, I can't, tiny little ice pack underneath them, they're wedged in there. Only a thin one, so it's not freezing the worms, it's just keeping them cool. And try and keep that out of the sun. Keep your bait as nice and fresh as possible. Bait isn't cheap nowadays if you're buying it. And an hour in this type of sun, I mean, it's not boiling, we're still only mid-April, but it doesn't take long for worm to deteriorate to the point where it's not really usable. Right, I'm going to have a little wander about, see what I can see, try and get a bit of underwater footage, and I will be back when I've got a fucking big ballon. Oh, I forgot I'm not going to be swearing on this video. And I've got a flipping big ballon. Would you believe it? On my wrasse rod, I've got a bloody dogfish. There we go. He was right in the kelping, and you can tell that he was because of the colour of him. There we go. The bycatch. Sharp little teeth though. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Don't want to see any more of him, and like I said, because he's been in the kelp down in the rocks, he's a really dark colour. Really dark. Not the target fish, but a welcome sight nevertheless on a sunny day like this, when you're passing an hour or two. There we go. Fish number one on the ledger rod. But anyway, a fish is a fish. So I don't know if you saw then, when I actually struck into that, one of the hooks was stuck. So instead of putting a whole new trace on, I've literally just made it a one hook flapper. There we go. Now, I should really be putting a rotten bottom on this. I think if I get snagged again, I think this is just me being lazy. A rotten bottom, guys, if you don't know, is just a weak length of line that will break before either your hook length or your main line, resulting in getting your fish back and just losing your lead, or getting your rig back potentially with a fish on it. They can be very successful, should I say, in doing that. Sometimes it makes no difference. If it's your hook lengths that are getting stuck, then a rotten bottom isn't going to do anything. That was my hook length that got stuck then, as opposed to my lead. But I will show you a little clip on rotten bottoms now, and then we'll get back to the fishing. That there is a ragworm on the hook, ready to go. Really simple. That is as simple as fishing gets, that. A lead, a hook, and a worm. Worm's back out the sun. And I'm going to flick that one back out, see if we can't get a ballon wrasse on that. A little tip when you're casting into kelp and rocks like that. Oh, I think we might be straight into a fish. I don't know if you'd have seen that on the video then, but that got a bite straight away. Try again. What I was saying is, a little tip, when you've cast your rod in, unlike fishing over sand, where you can adjust it, get your grip lead to set, wherever that lands, leave it. Don't pull it in, just tighten your line up, not enough to move your rig. Leave it where it is, because potentially before that's even started fishing, you've pulled that into a snag. Cast it out, tighten your line, leave it. Got another fish on here. Could be a dogfish. I think it's more than likely a dogfish. Certainly is another dogfish. To handle these fish, because any of you that know anything about dogfish, they are basically sandpaper. Grab its tail and its head, it's not hurting the fish, and you can just pop. He opens his mouth, pop the hook out. I don't know if you can hear that. It's really rough, and that will get the back of your hands, and it kills when you get a bit of salt water in it. But there you go, there's a little dogfish again. Not really the intended species, but I'll take a dogfish at the minute. I'm just knocking up another rig as well while that was going, with pop-ups and a rotten bottom. So this is going to be the main body of my rig, which is about £20. And this is going to be my rotten bottom, which is about £10–12. with a couple of knots in it, so that if that gets stuck in a rock, that pulls, the rest of the rig comes back, hopefully with a fish on it. The snoods I will make £12 as well, so if one of them really does get stuck, the snood's going to give way, I get the rest of the rig back. It's all about tackle loss and fishing these rocks for as cheap as you possibly can, because it can get expensive when you're losing rigs left, right and centre and leads. Anyway, I'll get this set up and I'll show you the rig in a minute. Never had so many dogfish while wrasse fishing. There's a little coiled up dogfish. Look at that. Right, so the rig I've just knocked up, slightly longer snoods, slightly longer rig to be fair, and I've just put little pop-ups on just to try and keep it above the floor, above the reef, trying to avoid them dogfish. Not like I don't mind catching them, but I didn't come here for dogfish. And I've got a weak link, rotten bottom on the bottom. Like I said, if I was casting this with any vigour or at any distance, I'd have a clip to put it up, but I don't, because I'm not. So that is about 4.5 foot long in total. So that should sit above that kelp. So that's the next rig to go out on that one. Right, it's gone a little bit quiet. I'm going to switch that rig over now. By the way guys, anyone wondering why I look like a trolley wally at Asda in this really, really green hoodie that I love? It's actually my favourite hoodie. It's Yanto's channel, Strike It Fishing. I know I've mentioned it before, but get over, have a look at his channel. It really seems to be taking off now. Cracking channel. And if you want a big bold knobhead like me, to laugh at, like me, go and give his channel a watch. Really good mate of mine, good angler, all round good lad. Yeah, check out his merch. You will be seen from the fucking moon. Another swear word. Rob's going to shout at me. So I am going to be doing a couple of videos, kind of like how-to videos. Now I know I'm not qualified to do that. I'm not a brilliant angler myself. I'll lend my hand to anything. So I'm going to do a couple of videos just simply because I've done about 3 or 4 weeks in the shop now, and we're getting a lot of people coming in who've never done this before. So these videos are going to be a reference point to them more than anything. And as well, you know, if we get a few fish on camera, show people a few of the basics. I know there's a plethora of better channels out there that catch a lot more fish than I do. Done this a lot longer than I have. I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I'm not trying to, you know, tell people this is the way to do it. This is how I do it. This is how I catch fish sometimes. And if someone can learn something from it or go out and catch the first fish, then I'm fucking buzzing. And if you think it's a load of shit, tell me it's a load of shit. They're not going to get any better, but I'd like to know your thoughts. I'm enjoying myself anyway. I just got absolutely drenched as well. Trying to get some footage of a fucking dogfish underwater. All the swearing started now. The lid's off. Right, I'll be back. Now wrasse bites are a lot more aggressive. Like you saw that tap then, hopefully I got that on camera. Got a feeling there were little corkwings just messing about with it, corkwing wrasse. But you can see the difference, and once you've caught a few of each species, you'll start to notice a difference in the bite. But that's a good sign anyway. Since I put them pop-ups and slightly longer snoods on, we seem to be attracting the attention of the target fish. I'm still quite confident we'll see a wrasse of some description today. sun's getting a little bit bright. It's moving round, so it's in my eyes. So I'm going to put my dad shades on. Look at them bad boys. Don't I look fucking cool? Flipping cool. Now with the style of rig and setup that I've got on this scratching rig, let's call it, I'm pretty confident if I get a fish on and the lead gets stuck or one of the snoods gets stuck, I'm pretty confident I'd still land the fish. I'll still get the main bit back. I might lose the lead, but I'm not losing a full rig and potentially a fish. Hopefully I can show you this rig in action and it's separating the lead getting stuck and the fish coming up. Hopefully I'll sacrifice the lead for that. Well, Bluefin can sacrifice the lead for that because Rob doesn't know it yet, but this video is being sponsored by Bluefin. I want a mixed grill, 4 pints of Guinness and 20 quid to stick in the fruit machine. And a lead. There's definitely small fish having a tap of that. Keep looking to my right as well because I have still got my float dotted about. Sat here now in some stunning scenery, watching the little fishing boats out there, thinking that it should be me. I am going to get my boat out soon, guys. Oh, is that a fish? Or is that the tide picking that up? That was just a slow pull round that. I think that caught a bit of tide then. We'll give it a few minutes, then we'll check the bait on it. There we go, that might be a bite. That is a bite. There we go. I think this is a little corkwing wrasse. It certainly is. So them pop-up beads have definitely helped. That's where my lead is, and that's where the fish is. It's definitely helped. It's kept it above the reef and the wreck. Be careful when you're handling these. They have got spines on the back to get the hook out, so long as it's not too deep, where you will need a disgorger. This is only lip hooked, so just go against the hook and that's out. But look at that beauty. This camera's probably not doing it justice. The turquoises, the greens, the reds. That is a proper little Anglesey summer species, and anyone can catch them. They really are easy. But yeah, bonny fish. Try and get a shot of him going back. In fact, no, I won't. I can't be arsed going back down the rocks. I'm already soaking. He swam back nice and healthy. Winner. The rig works. Got everything back that time. So now it's just a case of getting a bit more bait on it and getting it back out. I'll put some slightly bigger baits on, still small hooks. So a big fish can take a small hook, and so can a small fish. A small fish can't take a big hook. And sometimes when you're fishing like this, you can't be fussy. You have to catch what's there. And if the big fish aren't playing, catch the small ones. Story of my life. Right. Nice little fishing boat passing there, I don't know if you can see that. Wankers. I've dropped that right in the kelp. There shouldn't be any dogfish there. Well, I think I've got another 5-10 minutes and then I'm gonna go home. I've had me fun. no monster ballons, unless I catch one on this last cast. Last couple of casts, I've got a few worms left. Tide's really dropping now. There's still plenty of water. I'm in 6-7 foot of water here, so there's still a chance at a fish. It's just been a stunning afternoon. Honestly guys, get out here, get fishing. It's easier than you might think. I know 95% of my videos make it look very hard. But I hope these last couple of videos or last couple of sessions that I've done have shown that anyone can get out of any age or ability and catch a fish. And if you are in the Triada Bay area, the Anglesey area, North Wales, and you fancy popping into Bluefin, which is fully equipped with everything that you'd ever need, pop in for a chat. Even if you're not buying anything, we'll put you on to some marks where you've got the good shot, or a good shot at a fish. Can't always guarantee a fish, but we can do our best to put you on a spot where we think you might get one. There we go. Just as I was packing up, that is target achieved. Let me show you. This is a Ballon wrasse. Now it isn't a big Ballon wrasse. It's a very small Ballon wrasse, but look how beautiful this fish is. It's got a mad line down its side. Golden, dark in colour because it's been living in the kelp. Yeah, look at that. That is just gorgeous, isn't it? Now these get to a good size. You know, 2 or 3 pound off the rocks isn't unusual. 5-6 pound can be done. But look at that. Target achieved. I am very happy with that. Like I said, only tiny, and this camera's not doing it justice, but what a beautiful fish. Get him away, and I'm going. Nice one. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, pop them in the comments. Message me on Facebook, give me a ring. Most of you got my number because you all fucking prank call me. Not saying I'll answer, but you'll be on the block list like Mr. Hooker. But anyway, enjoy your fishing guys, and I'll see you soon.